Hey guys, how are you? So with today video, I know I got him out of guard. So with today's video, I want it to be a very honest video when it comes to hair. I don't think he has that. I don't think he has that in mind. We just finished another video, and I want it just to be very honest about what your expectations would be when you want to get your hair done. And we might be able to take a longer video, but I just wanted to pull it out there, and I'll probably name this video like before you want to get your hair done, just because I feel like most of the times people come with this higher expectations. You being a stylist, how do you feel with it when people come like, oh, I want to look this way?
I feel like I'm interviewing for Vogue. I feel like there's people and there's people. There's people who have gone through and put themselves through the ringer so many times.
Yeah.
There's a picture on Instagram that I always laugh when I see it, and it's your hair shaft saying, you know, that the hair's a virgin, and then hair that has been color processed, and then another shaft says, my hair has been through some shiz. And it's so funny. If you guys have seen it, like this video. If you haven't, you know, like the video either way, please.
And I feel like it's really hard because people have like this tendency, like, oh, I just put like a black box dye 2 days ago, but I want to go platinum blonde right now. And it's not that I usually professional stylists can take you there. It's just a hard work that they invest into every single person of you.
I feel like there's two different sides to that story. Like, there's the side of me being a professional, investing time, money, effort. Because if you want, let's say, for example, that's a very, very popular scenario where people want a drastic change. It can be done, and you'll just have to pay a price for it. And I'm not talking about monetarily value. Of course, financially, it is an investment.
You can do that
because you are really working with high-end products that, for example, even Kim Kardashian, when she had, you know, her episode with Keeping Up the Kardashians, she mentioned that it took her one evening to go from that deep dark brown or deep that black to that super white platinum, and it took her over 12 hours to achieve that. Again, it can be done. It just, not only it's a financial investment, but it's a time investment, and you have to understand that your hair will be weak. You have to understand that there's a big change going through the hair, and you have to invest in products and in time within doing your hair to get those really wonderful, constant, healthy results. Because it just depends. It all depends on how you care for your hair. It depends what you've done before. Like a stylist, nowadays, I feel like a lot of the time, especially within the Hispanic community, moms tend to tell their little girls or their little boys, don't bleach your hair, it destroys the hair. And I feel like that's just such an old school point of view, because yes, bleaching the hair, when done correctly, it does not do anything. It just weakens the hair and it dries out the hair a little bit. But there's so many wonderful products out there that, you know, a professional stylist use. There's so many wonderful products that we use that are so careful to your hair that, to be quite honest with you, I've done a lot of makeovers where the hair looks incredibly healthy after than the before.
And most of the times people do follow the instructions of somebody who is not only licensed, professional, somebody who's aware of it, experienced. Most of the times they do follow every single step. Like if they say you gotta do a mask, you gotta do a treatment, you gotta come back. You know, you can't expect to have like you said, a Kim Kardashian hair look like, or whichever one is your your goal. You can't expect to be like that all the time if you don't wash your hair, or if you're going back to the same shampoo from $1 or $5 or $10, because it's gonna damage your hair. And a lot of the times I feel like people do not know that, and do not understand and comprehend the fact that when people invest their time, because I have seen it as his partner. And I'm making this video because most of you guys have asked me about these questions in like my very first videos. Like, you guys wanted me to touch these topics with him, with somebody who is experienced. And I feel like a lot of the times it is not about the price. It is not only about how much care you take. It's about how much you want to invest into having that kind of like healthy hair.
Yeah.
You know, and do it in the right way. Because I remember one time you went to someone's places, and then she was washing her hair with she had red hair, remember? And she gave me this like royal jellies to sell. Remember?
Yes.
And then she was doing a hair mask.
Yeah, she put before. She's like, oh, I put a product in my hair before you dye it, so the color can take better. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Let me see what you have on your hair.
Yeah.
And she had applied a gulp of hair mask, which it would have made the hair coloring come out uneven, patchy.
Yeah.
To say the least, we washed it and we helped, renew and revive the hair to get that beautiful hair color she was expecting. Now, I feel like a really important key, because there's so many topics we can cover within hair coloring and the professional view versus the regular people view, because what people really see is, I want it fast, I want it cheap, and I want it right. That's what you guys see. And as a stylist, I can understand that, because I'm personally a wonderful deal searcher. But there's certain things where you have to make investments. It's like, for example, a home. When you purchase a home, you want a home that's well built. You want a home that you're going to be in there comfortably.
Definitely.
And, confidently living in a safe environment. So it's the same with hair. And it's silly that people would be like, oh my God, why are you comparing it to a home? But it's the same. If you have...
It's the same as also as a healthy, as your health.
Yeah.
And I think I've talked about this many, many times. You can expect to be like super slim, very healthy, very muscular, whichever one is your health image for you. You can expect to be that way with eating McDonald's, Burger King on a daily basis.
Yeah,
you have to make sure you don't. If a professional tells you gotta come back in a month for a treatment, you gotta come back in a month for a treatment.
Yeah.
And it's not about the money. It's about you having that healthy hair. Also, one other thing is that
finish your point. I want to say something that I forgot. I was going to say, but I forgot.
Say it.
I feel like it's really important for you guys to understand and to know that the expectation financially, let's say, for example, with a product, I'm going to talk more about a product more than a service, because a service, again, it just depends on the experience of the artist. It depends on the area. It depends on the product they use. Just keep that in mind. Value does get you a difference of service, but with shampoos and conditioners, you guys have to have a realistic expectation. What do you really believe 2 bottles for $10 are gonna give you? Do you really think that the product ingredient is going to be quality in there? If you read the instructions, or not the instructions, because of course marketing is just beautiful on those products, but if you read the ingredients, the beneficial ingredient in there typically is all the way at the bottom, which means it's essentially a tiny little pea-sized drop, and the rest are parabens and fillers and things that are just going to make your hair feel better, but it's just clogging.
Or just look better, but not feel better.
Right, look better.
In the long run.
But it's truly just clogging your pores. It's helping with dehydration. It's helping with hair loss. If you guys could hear the amount of people coming to me and telling me the exact same story using the exact same products, it's just astounding. Because again, the promotion on them is just like phenomenal. You would think, like let's say for example Pantene, they've been running the game for a very long time, and their commercials are phenomenal. Like everybody wants Pantene hair. However, unfortunately, I'm gonna dare to say I don't even think the Pantene people use Pantene for their commercials, which is highly unfortunate because again, it's marketing. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
I don't remember.
I know, that's the thing. There's so much information.
One other thing that I wanted to say is that when you come to let's say you book an appointment, most of the times when it comes to any community, doesn't matter if you're only Latino or Caucasian or African American, whatever you are, I would say be very open. And I understand and I have seen it that most of the times people are afraid, curious, a little bit uncomfortable going the first time to meet your new stylist. But there's a couple of things that I want to mention. Like, do not come with your whole family because that makes uncomfortable. That makes a whole environment uncomfortable because I've experienced many times with him and his previous experiences when it comes to work that they come sometimes with 5 to 8 people, just 10 people, and then they
and
have,
it's not people who are respectful, and there's not.
It's not people who are always like judging, or people who are always criticizing.
Up in the business, they're up in the business. They're like in your area of work and comfort.
And sometimes they even like I don't think it makes us feel uncomfortable for you guys to bring, a customer bring your babies, but as long as you feel comfortable, because I have seen mothers who just gave birth and they are like, I just can't. I'm not gonna be able to send my baby crying all the time, so I'm gonna have to hire a nanny for that time so I can come and relax. And
a lot of the time with people, when people come with babies, just make sure your baby is well taken care of,
because there's somebody taking care of it.
Because it all takes a toll. Like when I do a service, priority is the health of the hair. Of course, we're going for the goal, but the priority, if you have a metallic dye in your hair and there's and you didn't tell me about it, and there's a chemical reaction and you want to be very ultralight blonde and at a caramel stage you are sizzling, I'm sorry, but your health is a priority, so we're not going to get there. And these are things that take time to correct. These are things that take a specific amount of time. It's not like I can just be like, all right, we're done. So whenever you bring a baby, or you bring someone who's going to need constant attention, make sure they're well taken care of, because at the end of the day, that elongates the process that we already have. So if we had 5 hours, now we have 7 hours because we've been having to stop back and forth.
And then going back to the same topic that I was telling you guys, when you guys bring more people to your appointment, to your to the day that you want to get your hair done, also make sure you bring people who you feel comfortable. But if you see something that it's making anybody uncomfortable, make sure you can stop it too. And what I'm trying to say is people who are like always, like you said, up in the business. People who are like, well, but I've heard many times this kind of cases where they say, I studied cosmetologist, I didn't finish it, but I don't recall that being like that, or even even you guys as the customers will be like, are you sure this is how it's supposed to be done? Because my regular stylist, I like her, or I like him, but this is not how she or he does it. It just makes the environment uncomfortable. It's like me going to your home and saying, are you sure that's how you make a soup? A chicken soup? Doesn't make sense. Like, what you're doing. So, of course, it kind of makes the other person uncomfortable. Those sassy comments gotta stop. Yeah, because having manners, being grateful and thankful. Also, if wherever you're going, wherever your stylist is located, make sure you're always educated, have manners with them.
On time.
And on time. And we're going to touch that topic at the end. Just because I feel like when you go and just blog your fun, just because you're like, can I get a water? Excuse me, I'm sorry, what? Did you say please?
Well, here's the thing that I feel like a lot of our culture...
They feel entitled.
Yes, I feel like our culture, once you put $1 into a situation, you feel like you deserve the world, which is very unfortunate because with my customers, I try my hardest to keep them in the loop. I try my hardest to feed them if I can, because I understand it's a long process, and I've been... I've made house calls when I've been very hungry in the middle of processes, and I've been very thirsty, and nobody's offered me, not
water,
not even a glass of water.
Where people are just eating in front of us, so it does make it feel uncomfortable. And then
we try our best. That's what I'm trying to say. We try our best to make you guys feel comfortable, feel at home. Feel like you're in a familiar, nice, comfortable environment. Too. Yeah, and I feel like that's a point. Just mind your manners. And with time, I try 100% my best to get myself ready the day before to make sure that I have everything ready for you to be here. Because I've had customers that are 15 minutes early, and I've had customers that are an hour late.
Or 3 hours late.
Which is awful. I try not to turn anybody away, because you've already made the time commitment. I understand that a lot of the time it's just the topic we touch. You have children and you've been putting them away. Communication is constant key.
You gotta be respectful, like you were telling us. Be respectful, mindful, and thoughtful of the other person's time. Because the other person may have something else to do. They may have another appointment to do. They might have rejected somebody for you.
Yeah.
And somebody could have been more, when it comes to monetarily, could have been a bigger job just because they wanted to be respectful to you or because they want to prioritize you. That doesn't mean that if the cosmetologist or the stylist doesn't tells you that, doesn't mean that you can be like, you know what, I'm gonna be 30 minutes late. Oh, I'm sorry, my daughter just got sick. I'm gonna be like, if
and then bring the entire family.
If you're gonna make an appointment at 7:00, make sure you're there at 7:00.
Oh my gosh.
If you're making an appointment at 9:00, make sure you're at the appointment at 9:00. Just because you're mindful of the other person's time and life, because the other person may have been doing some of their own efforts just to make sure they have everything ready, product wise, quality, styling products, everything for you. They might have not even eaten at that moment because they are waiting for you,
right?
And you're just like, I'm sorry, I'm actually not coming today, or you're probably not gonna respond because you just don't want to go,
right? Again, it's all about minding your manners and not playing with anybody's time and money. Because I invest a large amount. Like, no joke, I can pay up to for three colors and a shampoo. I can be paying $150. So
probably more.
You know, every time we go there, our minimum in that store. Every time we go there, like literally on like nicks and knacks that are necessary, it's $70. That's our minimum tab every time we go there.
And then also, like, some other people may charge you a little bit more. Like, I've heard many times people, well, that stylist used to charge me per ball, and you don't do that, but you do a better job, and you know your price is cheaper. And it doesn't mean that because you came with a bundle of $100, that means that you're gonna get that bundle same time in the next time.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's always gonna be that way. It's just like when you're walking into a grocery store or any department store, you're gonna get gift for purchases, deals going on. It doesn't mean that with the stylist it's gonna be the same.
Yeah, it's a business, and I feel like that's what a lot of the culture doesn't understand. They think that because it's very accessible on Instagram or even YouTube, you know, there's boxes of hair dye. They're like, oh, I'll grab it and, you know, that'll be perfect. But unfortunately, that's just not the way it works. Like, I have financially invested my time, my finances, my efforts, my patience, my family to go into getting myself educated constantly. Because I not only got my license, you know, within the regular school, but I continue my education. A lot of stylists continue their education, which you have to pay for that.
Nobody gives it to you for free. Nobody.
Yeah. And it's very, very expensive, you know, and, you know...
It's very uncomfortable for you to, or for me to come to you and ask you, I'm sorry, but that person charged me $15 and you charged me $25 or $35. Can you lower it? Girl, bye. We're using light or electricity. We're using utensils or tools. We're using product. We're using the times of that person. And
something I feel like it's a really good point is also, since you mentioned that, people have a tendency of saying, okay, we give them, you know, a brochure where we explain time, you know, a good range of time.
Be honest.
Pricing. Yes, we're very, very honest. We have a meeting.
Yes.
I was going to say a reunion, housewife style. No. We have a meeting with our customer.
Yes.
Ensuring that that's the image, that's the look, you know, that's the feel they're wanting to go for. We want to make sure that you're comfortable and you know exactly what you're expecting. Because I treat you as I would like to be treated.
Exactly.
And even though we've had people say yes, yes, yes to almost get over the meeting, because sometimes they don't understand how important that meeting is. In the middle of the process, they're like, "Oh my God, how long do we have left?" And I was like,
I was very honest.
We're 3 hours in, and we have almost like 5 more hours.
And sometimes their hair, and that's one of the last topics myself I want to bring into this conversation. If you guys want to hear more, you can always tell us, but this from me, you can continue with it. I would say be honest with yourself and don't lie. Many times I have heard
I'm natural.
My hair color is natural. Or I don't want to send you pictures. Or I don't, like my hair is over by here on my...
By your shoulder. And it's like...
Most of the time it's by your...
tailbone. Yeah, honesty is... you're going to get me upset if you're like, my hair is by my shoulders and it's by the shoulders of your butt cheeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's going to make me say, well, this isn't a person who I can trust and who I can invest my time and who's going to appreciate my work. You know, that's the mentality that I get behind it. Just because you want to save $12, that really doesn't do any justice. You know what I'm saying?
And then being honest means being honest. If you get your hair done...
Yeah, we're trained. We're trained. Not a lot of people, but the people who continue their education, I am visually trained to tell you, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of color, and these layers are box color, and you've done this and this and this wrong, and your hair is this. When I lighten it up, it's going to look like I am visually prepared to tell you what your true outcome is going to be. Yeah.
And then also don't lie when it comes to, I get my hair done with you, and it's platinum hair, and then I go back home, and then I put a rose gold in it, and then I come back to you and I say, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, and then it's like super... Let me tell you something. I had an experience with a customer. I love her to pieces, and she was very honest, and I admire the honesty. Mm-hmm. She got her hair done with us, and she had a vacation for like 4 months back in her hometown. And within her hometown, she was going to the beach a lot. She wasn't really taking care of her hair at all. And they told her, my God, I know this lady who does a keratin treatment, which, a 50-50 on those. I'm not a big fan of keratin treatments because it's not what people really think it is. However, she went and she got the service done. She didn't know it was a chemical service, so her hair was pre-lightened. And the stylist there, I'm just going to say, was not aware. Let's just leave it at that. That you can't mix a chemical like that with pre-lightened hair. And she completely haywired, fried her hair to the point that she couldn't put her fingers through her hair. So months later, she came back, and after she got back from her experience, her vacation, and she was like, "Oh, I need my hair done. I need my roots done. I need a color refresh." She didn't say anything about her hair being damaged. And when I saw her, I was concerned because I said, "Did I do this?" I was like, my God, I practice careful, I try my best. I was so shocked, and I asked her very fearfully. I was like, did I do this? Did this get to you, after? And she's like, no, this is what happened. And let me tell you something. You guys are free to go to whomever you like.
Whoever.
Because it doesn't mean that because you come with me, you're going to like me. And I hope that you love what we do. But the point is...
be honest.
Yeah, but the point is that everybody... has different perspective and opinions, and you're not on $100 bill for everybody to like. Even some people don't like 100s; they prefer 200s.
Yeah.
So with that said, just be careful, be honest, and
so you can get a better quality job. You can also get ahead with the person who is taking care of you. And a lot of the times being like, oh, it's only gonna be me, and it's like 30 people. Wait, where are we gonna fit you?
Yeah.
Just be honest. What would you recommend to someone who is it's getting their hair done for a while or has never gotten their hair done? What do you suggest them to do for the first meeting?
I highly suggest to have an open mind.
Mm-hmm. All very open.
Yeah.
Be respectful.
Be respectful and want to know. Because with us, and that's something that I was going to touch on, I forgot actually. With us, we inform you guys as we're going through the processes. I'm very informative, not because you care about the information, because I want you to be aware of everything that we're doing. And I feel like a lot of my clientele has really appreciated the fact that I've given them tips and I've given them advice, and I've also informed them, hey, this is doing this is going to take this long, this is exposing whatever, blah, 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 blah. And, just be open-minded, and also I feel like a great tip and piece of advice is be prepared. Be prepared mentally, emotionally. Be honest with yourself.
And then I want to touch a little bit more about the respectful, the last topic. Be respectful with the person you are with. We may understand we may not have the same beliefs when it comes to religion, or even the same
education experiences,
but we're respectful. And when it comes to professionalism, respectfulness is one of the first topics that we talk about. And then I've always heard many people like, his name is Duhamel. So to me, as a partner, I can play with him because he's my partner. We've been together for a long time now.
And it's not that hard, I don't think.
And it is not as hard. My name is Felipe. No. And then I feel like a lot of the times people joke around, and they be like, "It's okay, I'm trying to joke because I want to kind of like, break the ice." But that's not the way that you want to break the ice.
I've been called Gargamel. I've been called, they're definitely funny. But here's the point of
it. Might not make him feel uncomfortable,
right?
But it makes the ambience different.
And and the thing here is, it tells me about you when you don't have the slightest interest and respect. For me, that I am going to be investing over 10 hours with you, and you come back and you call me Felipe. Listen, it's a beautiful name. I have a beautiful man named Felipe. The point of the matter is, next time I'll call you Marissa.
Miley?
What's good?
So with all this being said, I hope you guys like this video. If you guys want to know a little bit more about her quality, her products, her pricing, maybe her ingredients, I will be bringing him over too. So with all this being said, my Instagram is Art of a Spirit. I hope you guys like it. You guys can follow Duhamel on there.
Duhamel.Quinones.
Quinones. And then I'll see you guys soon.
Bye.